This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Richard, I mean, with talking with young men and young women in today's age, do you think they're trying to understand more of what's going on and get ahead of what is potentially coming to college athletics?
You talking about NIL or
just a combination of where we're headed, right? Like asking for revenue, TV revenue, asking again for what they think they're worth in NIL. I mean, what are kind of the conversations that you've had with different, not just in-state but out-of-state athletes in concerns to all those things?
Well, I just tend to think they're trying to get as educated about their opportunities and what they can do. Once they get to college. I think right now everybody is just kind of sitting back and trying to see what's going to happen if Congress is going to get something passed to where it's one law for everybody throughout the country. But I don't know, man. Most of the kids don't really talk about it, but mostly when I do talk to parents, that's when it's usually brought up, that where they'll talk about it and talk about the opportunities and how how they're going to approach it and stuff like that. But I mean, overall, kids really don't touch it too much. I mean, I think they're like us. You don't know what it's going to be like once they get on campus.
Richard, 5 years ago, this was your busiest day of the year. Today, it's a nothing burger. I mean, we're not going to get much news at all, not just with Razorback football, but really college football in general. There might be a flip here and there, but it's just not the same as what it was. That's one of my beasts today. Do you miss how signing day used to be on this day? Are you glad to get it over with at the end of the year in December? Just from the me approach, I'm glad it's in December. Not gonna lie to you, and I think the college coaches and everybody is glad that it's not the old way. But I get, from the fans' perspective, I get it. But from in the old way, you were fighting to hold on to your guys until signing day in February. And it was extremely stressful for the coaches and some of the kids too. And the kids, for the most part, seemed to enjoy getting it over with in December. But I'll be honest with you, I think that could possibly change it. I think I've heard where it may be a where kids have the opportunity to sign any time from August to December. I think that's something that I've been hearing that's maybe down the road, or maybe in the next year or so. If a kid decides he wants to or she wants to sign with a school during that time period, they can sign any time during that time period. So I think coaches overall would probably be for that. That way, you don't have a lot of these changing of the minds of kids when they're committed, and then they kind of flip on you, say in December.
Richard Davenport with us on the McClarty Daniel Hotline. The other thing that gets lost in all this, because I've seen friends and just people in my Facebook feed, people I know and connected to, their kids are signing with, say UCA or one of the in-state schools. And I know it's not as big a day for the Power Fives and the most coveted, but, still what kind of gets lost in all this is the last day or two of the athletes that, hey, it's still the biggest day ever for their family. A friend of mine, his son's going to Harding. That's a big day for their family and his signing last week, and in all of that goes on right now. So, I mean, while it's not a big thing for the SEC, it's still a big deal in our state to a lot of kids and a lot of families.
Yeah, no doubt it is, and I get what you're saying. And it's not the same. There's no doubt about it. But there's so many things with college athletics right now that I think a lot of people
don't care for. But we're just we're in a transition period, and when the period ends and we have more of a concrete idea of what we're going to have going forward. There's just so much uncertainty.
Yeah, I've read the stories. I'm sure you have as well on kind of what's going on with the legal cases involving NIL right now, and the judge yesterday that kept in place the NCAA's rules prohibiting name, image, likeness compensation from being used as a recruiting inducement. What's your take on what's going on with Tennessee and Virginia and their state attorney generals, and kind of what do you think the crossroads we are at right now with the way college sports is ran? What's your read on all of this?
Well, I understand what the NCAA is trying to do, and I agree with it. I think everybody agrees with it because what you guys were saying earlier, the idea of NIL was once you got on campus, Bob's Burgers wanted to do a deal with you, but obviously it's nothing like that right now. So, and then schools and politicians are getting involved because their particular schools are getting hit up with infractions by the NCAA. So, I heard you guys talk about it too. Just how fans are so frustrated, and it's kind of hard to really be. You're still a fan of of your particular schools, but it's kind of hard to see of all the things that are involved right now, and just love it like the way you used to love it. But we're in a transition period, and it's not much fun right now.
So, Richard, on that note, as we're talking with you on the McClarty-Daniel hotline, could you see a scenario where NIL deals, certain ones, are structured in 2 or 3 years, or is this just always going to be a one-year stint like the scholarship?
That's a good question. I don't know all the legalities. I mean, that's why I'm kind of shy about talking about and really knowing. What I'm saying is possibly true because I think maybe Herb Street or somebody said it well the other day. Whatever's put in place, there's always going to be lawsuits nowadays. You're seeing all kinds of lawsuits now, and I don't know what to believe. I don't know what the possibilities are. I mean, I think, for longevity reasons, for the sport, you'd like to see multi-year deals, but I don't know if that's something that you wouldn't have some, it's kind of like NFL contracts. Guys say, well, I want to renegotiate. Well, I mean, could that be possible in a NIL deal? Say it's a 2-year deal. A kid comes in as a freshman and has an outstanding year, and he says, well, that $250K is not enough. I need 500, or I need $1 million. I mean, I don't know. I don't know all the legalities. I'm not an attorney, so I like the idea, but I don't know if that's doable.
Richard, last thing, what have you thought about Eli Drinkwitz's ability to not just come into Arkansas and recruit, but pull away players to Columbia?
Well, you're talking about Brian Huff, and you're talking about Courtney Collins, Crutchfield, from Pine Bluff. Those are the ones. Those are the type that sting. Before that, really, they did get some kids from Arkansas, but kids that really didn't. Arkansas didn't really to recruit. But I think this year with those two is what really stung a lot of fans. Sometimes you just got to take a look at yourself and see what you've done, and I'm talking about Arkansas, and see what you can do better, and then also, let's face it, at the same time, NIL may be a situation where it, might have played a role. Do I know that for sure? No, I don't. But that might have played a role. So anytime you lose a kid nowadays, you start thinking, well, was NIL a possibility? So you got to give them credit, on Missouri's end, as far as getting the kids. So it's just something that you have to reevaluate and try to do better if you're Arkansas.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.